everyone. This is the Wired Nerdy Podcast. My name is Keith. This is season number 3, episode number 14. Now, you may see that I'm alone here, and that's because it's just a brief introduction to something that's a little bit different. This past week, Doug and I had the opportunity to visit with some friends that came to our state due to the Columbia Retro Con. And if you've listened to the podcast at all, you know that we worked that con. And it's kind of weird because I think it was a little over 3 years ago when Doug and I started this podcast. We had also started working a booth at the Columbia Retro Con. And I said to Doug, we had started around the same time. I said, you know what? It would be so cool if our podcast were to grow enough to where someday we could host a panel. Well, that dream actually came true thanks to our friends at the Retro Con for Columbia. Sumner is the event organizer, and he graciously asked us if we would host a panel at the convention. Yes, we also worked a booth, but we also did a panel. Now, what you're about to see, or I would dare say listen to for this episode, is going to be that panel interview with the celebrity guest of Mr. Wrightway, Ness, and even Zelda Hat guy. These 3 guys are a part of the So Excited podcast that airs every week on Thursday nights. So it was a fun and exciting conversation. It was a dream come true. It was a blast. The con was amazing. Now, for this week, we're going to play for you the panel interview for this episode. In the following week after that, Doug and I are going to get into our impressions of the convention and our experience and our time that we spent with Ness, with Zelda Hat guy, and with Mr. Wrightway. Because not only did we get the opportunity to hang out at the convention, but we took some time outside of that and went to do some really cool stuff that we'll tell you about. But I don't want to get too far ahead on that. Now, I want to note, you're going to see, if you're watching this on YouTube, just a static image while the panel is going. And here's why. Being our first panel, we did have cameras set up. We had this vision for this multi-shot cam thing, but the reality is the cameras had all fallen asleep about 20 to 30 minutes of the way in, and we didn't really have good footage, or at least enough that we wanted to present to you. Now, the audio is also being ran on new audio equipment. It's our first time setting up in the wild. I think it turned out pretty well. It's important to note that the room that we were in is kind of echoey because it was a cinder block room. But I think you can hear the audio relatively clearly, and we're only going to get better at it as we do it more and more and continue to evolve and to grow the podcast. So those are my disclaimers, is that the audio is decent. It could be better, but it was on equipment that we've never used before. So we want you to sit back, enjoy, listen to this conversation. It's wide ranging. We had a blast. And you will see those participants on the image card there, which of course is Mr. Wrightway, Ness, and Zelda Hat guy. So we hope you have as much fun listening to this as we did hosting this dream come true of being a panel. Thank you again to the Columbia RetroCon, and everybody, here's the conversation, and enjoy, and we will see you next week. Welcome, everybody. How you doing?
Hey.
Welcome to Columbia RetroCon. My name is Keith. This is Doug with the Wired Nerdy Podcast, and we're here with some amazing guests, some of our favorite people from the Wrightway Podcast.
We're not a So Excited podcast.
So Excited. That's right. I forgot about the So Excited podcast. You got a whole crew there.
It ain't about me. It's about
it is. All right. We got Ness.
Hello. What it is? I'm here again.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. We got to sell some Mr. Wrightway.
Hey, what's up, man? I had some delicious treats last night. Some nut butt cakes.
Oh, yeah. You love those things, don't they?
Man. I got some more at home. And these guys brought me some nut butt cakes. I can't wait to get. And today's WrestleMania, too, so.
Yeah.
On WrestleMania Day.
He's super excited.
I am. I'm excited about WrestleMania.
Yeah. And we have Zelda Hat guy.
Yep, happy Easter. It is Easter, and we didn't forget about that.
I know,
Easter.
Yeah.
Easter's important.
He just bought a $20,000
No,
car.
I did not buy a $20,000. No,
really?
I did not.
He didn't
I
buy-
held a $20,000 video game.
I think the game is $40,000.
Well, probably. At some
wow.
point. Yeah.
$20,000 a car.
I got him.
It is.
They could pay out half of your Model 3.
That was exactly what was going through my mind.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was like, man, if I'm gonna spend $20 grand on anything, it's gonna be to pay off my car or something. I just can't. I have a PAL Stadium events. It's not the same, but it says Stadium events on it, so we're good enough.
That's what I be thinking. Dang, man.
I know. So, like, vibe-wise, you guys were here last year.
Yep.
Like, how does it feel this year versus last year? Like, what's the thing that's different for you?
Well, the venue's different.
Yeah?
Venue's
Much
different.
bigger.
Much bigger. A lot more vendors. Crowd's big this year, which is good. Rainy outside, but
Yeah.
that's not stopping anybody from buying games. So
No,
it's been
not at
good.
all.
It's been really good.
Yeah.
The deals are here, man.
This guy.
I know, you've already, like, met your quota, haven't you?
Yeah. I wouldn't even expect. I would expect them to do the deal. I swear, these deals just find me. They really do. They just find me. Because I was just going over there and I looked and I'm like, oh, nice NES box game. Because I saw Baseball Stars. He had Baseball Stars and, it's a SSK game. But it's such a unique, like, cover.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful, and I always love NES covers are so beautiful. Like, just, the game, some games can be crappy, but the covers are so great. And I saw the Baseball Stars and I said, oh, $20. And then Mario 3 had fell out. And I was like, it just, serious. I was like looking at it and just like, hey. I'm like, so I look, I said, well, that's a cheap price. And then I look at another one. Well, that's a cheap. And another one. And then I just got these chills on my body. And I was like, I just made up. Yeah. And I told dude, I said, hey, man. He said, "This yours?" Because he had some of his names on it and stuff. I said, "Man, I'll give you all this right here for $300. This I don't want to look all this stuff up because I knew it was more than $300.
Yeah.
But he didn't care. I was like, he said $400, and I said, "Man, what about $350?" And he said, "All right." And I got all his NES games. Y'all go on my channel, y'all see it. But I was like, "Oh my goodness!"
The boxes are what impressed me the most. They're like,
They were in such great shape.
Oh, yeah.
Very good shape.
Absolutely.
Extra crispy.
yeah.
Yeah, I was like, they gave him the cash quick as hell.
Winning the
Very
car.
Yeah, and then your brother who has a great booth, and I always bring him stuff to buy or sell, and I gave him some money, and I gave him he gave me $400, so he got $800 at the deal, and he got some stuff for his booth, but also stuff for him to sell some steel games and stuff, and he came back here, your $400, $410,
Man.
made my money back.
Wow.
Man.
Do you think the TSA is going to let him through?
Yeah.
We did the pre-check out there on the table, right? We just checked
We
it
need
out.
to reach check on the table. It's just crazy. Like they be joking. I joke about like he rich and he joke about I be fine and stuff. It's just funny. It just happened that way.
Yeah.
And I looked at y'all and said, y'all look at this. Like,
I'm gonna put some of those in my bag just so you don't
You
have
have to
any
spread it
issues.
out.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you don't have any issues.
You can hold on to them.
Yeah, you can just keep watching.
It's like it's both ours, but
Both
just
ours,
keep it in
but
my
keep it
house.
at my house. Yeah, we do that. We do that.
but no, it's been good. But like I said, the vibe is even better now.
Yeah.
The people, like I said, these are like some of the best people. Come to the South, the people are amazing, y'all. The South guys, I'm biased, but I'm living in the South. But the South, seriously, the South got some great people. Y'all open your door and hey, y'all want something to eat? Come on.
Yeah.
For real,
It's
like
really
especially down in this area,
Yeah.
they're like so
Nicest
good.
people.
Yeah,
They really are.
And then the arcade we went to last night, that was dope.
It was
That.
good.
Yeah.
I think the second one we went to was better.
It was.
Way
Yeah.
more pinball, and they looked pristine, like brand new pinball machines.
I was
And this dude right here on Deal or No Deal was killing
Deal
it.
or no deal. Who would have thought that arcade would have been so much fun?
You know, right?
I heard some screaming and yelling. I'm like, what is going on? So I got to rush back there.
Yeah.
Make
Like
sure-
everybody
I stopped playing
came
the game I
out.
was playing, and I was like, "What's going on?"
I know.
Find out.
Where's the fun, right?
Yeah.
They
I
just
got-
playing deal, no deal.
I gotta put that video because I got it when he won that $1 million
God.
on there.
And
If
then
I
to-
selected the right case, and it was $1 million case, and I didn't even realize he was recording at the time because I was in.
He was in locked
I was
in.
locked in.
He was
You were
locked in.
focused.
I was super focused because I just knew I had the right case. I was following the cases, and then I was like, no deal. And then as soon as I saw that million, I flipped. He was like, oh my God, you actually won. Let's go. And then when I played the third time, I almost hit the $2 million.
I ruined
When he
that
offered
for
a
you.
million, I'm like, "You better take that."
Yeah, oh, and he took the million.
I should have took the million.
that.
But that's
Oh
what.
my gosh.
But that's what I like about stuff like that. Moments like that,
Yeah.
like you won't get those moments
yeah.
back.
Never.
We will always remember these
always.
moments.
Yeah.
Like we remember that. Like remember you Deal No Deal. It ain't no real money, but
No.
the thrill of you winning, and
Yeah.
we was like, oh, it was
Yeah.
like
I like
It was
how everybody,
high.
we were like helping each other. I mean, we were trying to guess what the dealer
Yeah.
was gonna. I think he's gonna offer you $80,000.
Yeah.
Like, we were trying to-
Everybody was just like, everybody was locked in. Like, go get it, go get it.
yeah. That was
Yeah, it
fun.
got a little greedy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not gonna let you forget that one.
Yeah.
I take the blame because he looked at me and I was like, "Do it."
Because everybody was like,
Me
take
and
the
Zach
money,
like,
take
take
the money.
it, take it.
That's $1 million.
I was like,
Take
take
it.
it. And I was just like,
I was like, "It's not real money. Just do it."
and I was like,
That's what it is. Yeah, he was
I was
like,
like,
yeah.
everybody else was in my, like, had the angel, I had the evil.
I was me. I'm sorry.
No, if that was real money, I said, man, you
Oh,
better
if
take
it was real, I would.
If it was
Oh
real,
no, real money would have been. A
I'd have
deal.
been a boring contestant. It'd be like $15,000. I'm like, yes, give me that.
You got to pay taxes on that joint.
That's exactly what I'm saying. I was like, oh, 600 grand after that. I'm like, cool. I'm like,
Yeah, not gonna complain.
Yeah.
I mean,
Man, that was fun. That was really fun
Yeah,
last night.
that was a good vibe. All the purple lights and like, man, we were playing Star Wars. And
Oh, yeah.
Star Wars pinball machine.
oh yeah,
The pinball machines were great.
they did.
They
They had some really good ones.
I've
We
never
had the
seen an
Third
arcade
Strike.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Third
Oh.
Strike little mini tournament we
Yeah.
had. And
You won.
There was a couple of random guys that
Guys,
playing.
oh, that was fun too.
Oh,
guys.
that was good.
That was good.
Everybody was
The
like,
guy beat you, didn't he?
he beat me once, and I came back and
And then he
won.
came back in.
And then, hello, welcome.
Hey, come on in.
Hey.
Yeah.
Look at like we got audience now. All right.
Hey, come on in, guys.
They brought us Sonic and everything.
I know Sonic James. Thirsty.
Food for everybody.
I know, right? But we just came in. We was talking about how we love the city. It was great. We went to the arcade last night. This guy played Deal or No Deal. He won $1 million on a Deal or No Deal game. It was actually a fun arcade. I can see like that being like in a arcade or a man cave.
Oh,
It's just like you just if people come over and just play it. Because you really ain't winning nothing, but it's just
No.
the thrill of playing. Like, come on, go, yes, go.
That's
go.
what I was surprised. Who would have thought Deal or No Deal would have had everybody in the arcade around it cheering for the guy trying to find the right case? I mean, of all the arcade games.
Yeah, arcade
Yeah,
games.
yeah.
Yeah.
It
It's
was-
called Witches and Wizards, right? For those
Witches-
with the other.
yeah,
and
Witches
then-
and Wizards, and then the other place is called the
The,
Tokyo Room.
The Tokyo.
Yeah,
Here in
Yeah.
they're
Columbia.
connected. They're like a rock throw from each other.
They are.
It's really
Oh,
good.
they were so mad.
Yeah, I was very impressed.
We need one of those in Dallas.
Oh my gosh.
We got something like that in Dallas.
Not like joined together.
Oh,
like
no,
that.
no.
That
We
was-
have one in Arkansas, but it's nowhere near the quality.
We got like they spread
that
around
was-
in Dallas. So they got like about 3 or 4 of them.
Yeah.
But they're great. But I would not think the arcade game would be that fun.
It was.
It was good.
It was a lot.
It was just, it was even fun being a spectator.
Yeah,
I know.
Like, I didn't want to
Yeah.
play. I mean, I just wanted to keep
It's
watching.
it's been a while since I've actually sat in an arcade and played.
Yeah.
It's just life. You don't
Yeah.
you don't go to an arcade.
They're not as prevalent though.
They're not.
anymore.
True.
You don't see them as often. Arcades used to be like everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
It-
in Dallas we have like what Cidercade.
Cidercade,
So it's
and
like
yeah.
they're built into a brewery, so they have their own personalized IPAs and beers and things like that. And they'll have food trucks. They'll bring everyone in to kind of free play everything, and then we've got all the food. So that's how they bring the crowd in.
those are good nights too. Though.
Those are cool
Yeah.
too.
Those are good nights,
Bring the
too.
nostalgia in for playing those old classic games, but a lot of times those arcade machines are beat up.
Right.
Yeah.
Last night.
They let the little kids in.
Yeah, those last
Those
night
kids
they
are
were
like-
mint.
They were really
They
good.
were
really meant.
Yeah.
going in on the game. And then the gun games were great.
Oh my! All of it. All of them worked.
Yeah, all of them were.
We're good.
All of them worked.
Them
Yeah.
gun- I didn't realize. I was like, I gotta work out more. Them gun games were heavy. I was like, hold on.
Bro, I was having the same problem. I kept switching
I
arms.
was like,
Yeah.
yeah, my arms hurt, man.
When you're too out of shape to play video games, that's kind of a problem, right?
I
know.
It's one of the first signs of a heart attack, probably. You can't
Thanks,
shoot a
man.
game.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
no say.
Don't worry. No, it's
rebuke
me.
that.
I'm gonna sleep so much better tonight. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm supposed to be positive. I'm sorry.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry about
Rebuke
that.
It's like I'm
that
positive
one,
you're gonna
please.
die later.
So the best part, like I remember, I didn't know where these guys were, and they had an upstairs level. He's doing like a whole Street Fighter tournament with strangers we don't know. It's like he doesn't know a stranger. Like he's up there and he's,
Oh yeah, no way, man.
They had your camera. They're recording you.
they were
Oh yeah.
he's putting people to work.
I was like, when did you didn't even know your camera?
Yeah, I
Like,
was
he'd be like, record me. And
When
he's
did
like,
you hire
cool.
a camera crew? Like, what is going on?
And dude was talking to us. Oh, you got whooped up. Oh, you got put him in. He was like,
Only you would get an entourage just out
Yeah.
of nowhere.
that's how I roll, man. Like I try to. I love people, man. I love people. I talk to them. Come on, let's go, man. Like now, but doing this, you got to be a little bit more selective. Sometimes I hate that because everybody you meet, I can usually genuinely tell if somebody trying to get something out of you, but then I can like genuinely meet. I can just feel that's a gift God gave me. Like, okay, this person's not really trying to get something. Because I give everybody a chance, but once you, once you cross, I'm strictly a Leo boy. Like you cross me, oh, it's over.
Yeah, well, we've talked about it before. Like whether you go to a Comic Con or to an event like this, like the people are usually almost 99%. They're so nice.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're all like
Yeah.
sharing in things that they like.
Yeah.
And everybody's complimenting each other's shirts. I don't know.
Yeah.
I love the positivity.
Yeah, yeah.
Shirts are a big thing at these
Yeah.
shows. Like I just walked in, look, he got that Neo Geo Elvis. What is it?
Yeah.
Look
at that.
Yeah, Evangelion. That's what I got.
Looks
I knew
awesome. Yeah.
that coat is dope, man.
Yeah.
I saw when I watched. I said, "Ooh, that coat's dope." I know he an anime fan.
Yeah. It's awesome. So you see stuff like that all the time. I love it. And then I love like seeing people like compliment each other. So again, it's
And
positive.
look at Retro Bear. He like. Look
I
at
know
his-
he's representing his
that.
stuff.
Kid,
there.
look
at that.
With his hat though.
I'm fresh with that hat.
I really like the hat.
That cat is clean
I
though.
really like that hat.
Oh yeah.
You know?
That's a clean hat. Yeah, I know a hat
His
clean.
hat costs more than all y'all's arcades.
Dang.
Oh my goodness.
That's
Costs
cool.
your house.
Hey, you got a competition over here.
I say, Ness, what you doing, Ness?
Hey, y'all, this man got him a pill.
Stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't put my business out.
Always showing
We
off.
talked about it in the podcast.
Did we?
Yes, we talked about it.
Did y'all talk?
I was like, no, it was mostly
What's this
them.
we? What's this
we
we
just-
talking
I was
about?
looking at the
He's a rich
comments and it
man on
was
the
mostly them. It was mostly them.
podcast.
We tease him a lot about having money. It's a myth, right?
It is a myth.
It's a myth.
Definitely a myth.
Although he does have a craps table in his game room, like it's a legit craps.
He's the
table.
bougie one of the bunch.
So
Yeah.
he's like,
What you looking at me for?
Thank you.
Explains a lot of what
This
y'all-
man, this man got his own cutting board with his name on it. Like, how you have your name on a cutting
It
board?
wasn't even me that did that.
Cause they know you bougie. That's why. Hey, I give him no without a signature on it. He gotta have a signature on it. He a cutting. He cook good. Oh yeah, you want some ribs? You want some brisket? Okay, he cutting the brisket. Oh yeah, hold on. It's from this part of my name. Here you go. On
it's
a
part of
knife.
my name.
I do like to cook. I do.
Yeah, he cook good.
Yeah.
He cook good.
I always tease
Those
you about
videos
like
are good.
you did the barbecue
I did,
episodes,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
We always tease you about whether you're gonna bring those back, right?
Yeah, I'm not very good at editing like the whole food,
Yeah.
zooming in and the sizzle and the pop and all that.
Slow motion with the
slow
fire.
motion, yeah, the sizzling fire. It's just me on fire, I'm like, oh, that's comedy, right? That's something you want to watch. Like, oh, I burned my hand. Food's good, but hey, I'm out of the hospital.
There you go.
It happens.
So yeah, so like with the conference and stuff, like, do you guys think it's harder for people to collect nowadays than in the past?
I mean, I since 2024, the middle of 2024 kind of hit different for a lot of people. And I understand it now because I see a lot more people selling off and really like condensing. It's not harder, but people are making educated buys.
Mm-hmm.
They're not like just buying. Well, you still got people buying everything they see, but more seasoned. You're seeing more smarter seasoned collectors and more collecting like me. I wasn't meant to buy that today, but when y'all was going through and do Joe, you want to get some more Neo Geo for that? I was like, oh, I could, and that I could flip that up. I could flip that up. That was a buy I can flip up. So it's a purchase, but also it's a purchase that I can keep too because it's NES games complete in box. So to answer your question, yeah, it is more. People be more educated on buying stuff because it's hard out there, man. Eggs $8. Goddamn.
Well, it makes you think twice and be more selective.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's more like stuff out there, but the prices are going up, right? As people start to liquidate their collections, you have people liquidating collections, but you have people coming into the hobby,
Yeah.
so it kind of makes almost like a revolving door.
Mm-hmm.
But prices are just not going down, especially after COVID.
Oh, that's a good point.
COVID was crazy.
COVID changed
That's
everything.
right when you jumped in.
That's
yeah.
when I jumped in and that I called him. It was a conversation that we had. I was like, "Hey,
That's
man,
my favorite conversation ever.
Is that like the worst time to get into it?
Really?
I mean,
Because he chose.
I
This gonna show-
chose an odd time to get into a hobby.
What did you choose?
And I was like, "Hey, bro, I
It's just the
wanna-
hardest.
What did you choose?
Hold on, let me
This is a
give
great
the
story.
backstory
This is a
here.
great story.
Okay.
I wanted to. I called him and said, "Hey, I want to start collecting for a console." He's like, "Bro, that's great. What console? You think an NES? You think it's Super Nintendo?
Like normal people?
Just normal." I was like, "Neo Geo." He's like, "What?"
I shut my work. I was working when he called me. I shut my work laptop and I said, "Elliot, listen to me." What?
And at the time, I didn't realize. I didn't do any due diligence. I just said like, hey,
You always wanted one.
All my classic games, the Fatal Furies,
Yeah.
the Art of Fighting. I was passionate about fighting games growing up, and I said that's what I want to do. I want to collect the original console that these games came out on. So I was like, okay, I'll dabble. And he's like, are you sure you want to do this? And I was like, yeah, I want to do this. So I looked up the console, and I was like, cha-ching, huh.
Maybe I don't want to do
And
this.
I was like, okay, well, maybe it's just because, everyone's buying stuffed cards and comic books. It was just, it spiked everything up.
Yeah.
Everyone's stuck at home.
Yeah.
We're bored. We want to do something. So I was like, okay, I'll take a chance. Bought my first game. Game was like $70. I'm like, huh, it's used, but it's still 70? Huh, okay. It's Japanese.
That's
it's fine.
Neo Geo cheap.
That's Neo Geo cheap, right? So then, 3 or 4 games in, that's $300.
Yeah, you don't find a bargain bin of Neo
I
Geo
did. I
games
couldn't
ever.
find
That's just
any.
not
There
a
wasn't a
thing
store local that had a single game, and then I finally found it. Had it. There's a store in North Dallas
Store's
that has amazing collection of games.
Oh, I gotta tell you about your PS6.
And I bought a couple of games there, and then after that it was thousands of dollars.
Tell about the game that you bought that I traded, because when he got out, when he get in, I was getting out of Neo Geo.
Yeah, so he had traded in like a King of Fighters 96 at
And I had it on video. He like, I knew where that place was.
Yeah, he had it at a local bookstore. A bookstore had it. And I was like, I know that location. And I was like, I'm going to go pick that up. So then when we got introduced to each other, I was like, hey, I bought your game. He's like, what game? And I was like, this one. He's like, how did you find that? I was like, your old video. so that's how
Your content.
we were at a video game store, and then that's how I met him.
Yeah, it's getting
It just
cool.
kind of spiraled down after a couple of years of talking about games.
Do you regret it?
Sometimes.
You call Ness rich, but you got into Neo Geo, out of it, and then back into it.
Oh, that's actually
So
a really
I
good point.
mean,
Zelda's coming.
Going full
Zelda's
circle.
coming to
Finally,
support.
somebody that
he's like, you kicked off a podcast.
You're not going to get back anymore.
I did. I got back in it. Yeah, I did.
Yeah, you did. We know you did.
I did. I joke because me and him got the same kind of like
similar.
we're similar
hobbies and
similar bouginess and stuff. He's more a little bit bougie because he got a family, so and his wife is bougie too, and his daughter's bougie. So yes,
The thing about Ness, though,
it is so nice. I'm like, yeah, this is nice. Oh, this is nice. Oh, classy. Okay, they drink like this with the cigarette.
I mean,
Did you bring lotion for the trip? For his elbows?
Hey,
Sharon.
I got good lotion on my elbows, man.
I almost fell out of my chair.
That was funny. I like how you talk about my ashy elbows, man. Give me alone.
You do do your due diligence, though. That's one thing I give him.
Oh, come on in.
Yeah, come on in. Yeah. Have a seat, man.
But it was.
Welcome.
I mean, you went from Neo Geo collector to like Neo Geo expert, like
Yeah, he did.
pretty quick. I mean, you did your due diligence, which I think
I
is
kind of had to.
a lot of people don't do that. They get into a
Well,
hobby and all of a sudden
yeah.
they're just sitting there going, "Oh my gosh!"
With something like
I spent
that,
all
how
this money.
easy for you to get like ripped off?
Easy.
Because you were talking about like people who repro them, but they
Yeah.
sell them as
As
original.
so
As
you could get
original.
ripped off.
Yeah.
And when you're talking about that amount of
Gotta be
money,
careful.
you better know what you're doing.
100%.
That's like someone going out here and selling a really, really good-looking stadium events that
Right.
looks real.
Put them stickers on there. Like,
Paying
yeah,
20 grand for a fake game.
bruh.
It's worth nothing.
And
It's
it's
worth
worth
not even the plastic that it's
absolutely
printed on. So
Yeah.
It's 10 years and I still don't have my own security bit. I looked for a little bit of Nixon label, like, that's probably real.
that was one of the
Yeah.
first things I bought when I started NES collecting was those 2 bits.
Yep.
And if a vendor won't let you open something, I'm not buying it.
Yeah.
Buy it.
100%.
Yeah.
You gotta check them boards, man. And Neo Geo is even difficult because you just can't open them. You gotta open it and then you gotta take them out like a. Because
Yeah. Oh
if
my
you
gosh.
if you open it, it's a sticker on the top. So people who are educated, they'll open it and break that sticker. If you break that sticker, that can be
That could
$1,000
devalue it.
mistake.
that can be $1,000 hit on a
Yeah.
game.
I remember when we
Probably-
opened up Fatal
we
Fury
couldn't.
2 at your house.
Yeah.
It felt like we were doing like open cart surgery. Like seriously, because I was like, oh my god, bro, please don't break those tabs. You're like, I can't break these tabs. Like we were both like,
It's like you're
we were
defusing
working-
a bomb.
Yeah, it's like we were working on a patient.
It really
I'm like, if we don't do one wrong thing, this patient's dead. Yeah.
So the most expensive game on the console right now is $300,000.
Right.
It's a $300,000.
$300,000.
$300,000 game. It's
There's
a
like two
fighting game.
copies,
It's
right?
not even a good fighting game.
It's not a good fighting game.
And there are only like 2 physical
There's-
copies or 4?
Apparently, there's 5 physical
Five.
copies.
I thought it was 6 physical copies.
5 or 6.
Did it not just get released?
Quote unquote.
That's that what it
So
was?
it got released in Europe.
Okay.
So there was a lot of Neo Geo games that didn't get released to the States. So they were European releases and Japanese releases, and that was it. So US got some games, but I mean, we stopped getting consoles in 1998, and by that time we had PlayStation, you know, Nintendo 64. We weren't worried about paying $200 for a game when we could just go and spend 40, 50 bucks for a brand new Nintendo 64 game or PlayStation 1 game,
That makes
and
sense.
the graphics were 1,000 times
Yeah.
better. So,
Yeah.
you know,
And Neo Geo kind of it had there's a lot of fighting games on Neo Geo. Like they didn't really expand
A lot.
the types of games. Right?
Not,
There's no
not a
RPGs,
lot
no
of role playing
RPGs,
games.
you
Well, I
know.
didn't know that until because like we were going to have you on the podcast. I'm doing all this research, and one of my questions was, why are there only fighting games on the Neo Geo? Until he gave me a history lesson, I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
now
it's,
it makes
it's like 80%. 80%. Oh, well,
it's like 70%
Yeah.
fighting games, and then
you can say, yeah, about 75 probably.
70.
But it's a lot of fighting games. But it's the console. If you like fighting games, that's the console back then that you want.
There's
It's
a lot of the
all
best fighting
arcade.
games too. A lot of the best outside of like Street Fighter, right?
Yeah.
A lot of the best fighting games to me are Neo Geo.
Because you can go like right from the arcade, take your memory card from your Neo Geo, then go to the arcade and continue.
it was the first console to have a memory card that you
And
could
it's a
take.
big physical memory card, and you still can do it this day if you find some that still the machine that still accept the memory card or that little part working. Because a lot of them don't work no more like they used to, but you can find one that's they restored or is still original, and you can swap back and forth your scores and all that kind of stuff. And that was big back then.
Yeah.
You know, I think we've asked Ness Wrightway, but Zelda Hat guy, we haven't got your aspect of when you go to a con, when you go to a store, what's the first thing you do? Do you go to a certain
Strategy.
area, or what's your strategy? Yeah.
I used to go. If there's a glass case at the front, that's the first place I go. There's a glass-
I thought he was going to say he calls Ness.
See the bouginess of how it goes down, you know, the
I
glass
mean,
case.
most of the time it is a text. It's like, "Hey, I'm going in this store. What are some things that you're looking for?"
That's good.
Yeah.
Because like at
that's
this
good.
convention, like one of my friends back home has spent more money at this convention than I have.
Oh, really? Because you're
Because
like,
I've been finding stuff for him.
You're, like, headhunting for
I haven't finished walking everything yet. I just found the stuff that like he
Yeah.
wanted first. I'm sure that I'll probably buy
Yeah.
more stuff for.
but you seek out that glass case when you go into a store.
I do.
That's
yeah.
where the good stuff's at, right? Yeah.
Anymore now,
Usually.
right? Because like when I completed my NES set in 2022. So before that, when I was still looking for some like common and uncommon games, I would kind of go to the bargain bin or the stuff they had out on the floor. But as I got down to those
The
10 or 12
select.
expensive games, they're always gonna be in that glass case. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's where I usually go. I go where the nice stuff is. That's my bouginess. Show me where the nice stuff is.
Yeah. And what about you? Were talking about you went to Midwest Gaming Classic, and you were talking about the value of a VIP pass getting in early. Like, is that like what you always try to do?
Well, unless I'm invited as a guest.
I see.
You know, and I would definitely get a VIP pass. But my thing when I go to conventions, he was like, "You bring up stuff? Yeah, I'm bringing a trade." Because I always have a trade mindset. And since I like to talk, I love to like negotiate with other people. I love to do that. So I don't really too much like to spend money. But if I'm going to spend money, I always have a backup plan. So, okay, what can I sell to make this money back up before I leave?
Yeah.
And I always do that because I don't like to spend my own money. But if I do, I want to make sure I can like double my money later, or just anything
Profit.
happen, profit.
Yeah.
I want to make sure I'm not in the red or so. Is it in the
Yeah,
red?
in the red.
In the red.
Yeah.
I don't want to be in the red of anything, because I now I don't really want anything. So, like I said, I'm in the game, just jump to say, "Hey, buy me." I'm like, okay, Really, I don't know what I want. I'm at that point, like me and him both, we kind of like downsizing, and I try to keep my collection to like 2 bookshelves, and that's really it. And
That's a pretty tight collection too.
That's a good.
yeah,
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but I like other stuff. I like signs. I like collector's editions. The statues. I get more enjoyment out of that because I can get that and just
Display
look
it.
at it and display it and all that
Yeah.
kind of stuff. And I like stuff like that more. Like museum piece of glasses and stuff. Unique items. Games. You can always get
You
games
can always find it. Huh?
Or emulate.
or emulate.
emulate.
Yeah, emulate.
Anyway,
Yeah.
Well, I think that's the one thing in your all's videos. Don't look at the speaker really. Look at what's behind him and all the stuff that he's collected or she's collected and all that amazing things. Like you said, not just video games.
Yeah, I try not to have all the video games because it's so cliche that, sitting around a while. Everybody know who started YouTube. We done it. I mean, this is how you get started. You don't know. You just see somebody you're like, oh, okay, this is what. But I try to make mine more a studio or how I would like it. Like my game room, I can go in, shut the lights off, and just like vibe and turn some music on and just relax.
Yeah.
That's it. I can do that. I don't have to have the TV on. I just had the lights and had the lights on. I got LED lights in black and just turn some music on, light a candle and and just relax. And just relax and just relax and fall asleep and just meditate in there. Just it's so much things when it comes to like a guy's game room. Like especially because women, y'all had the whole house. Us guys, we got the one room. Yeah, let's see, we got the. Y'all had a house. Can we just have this little piece of room? Yeah. We go in there, lock the door. What you doing? We just in here.
Sanctuary.
What you doing? Nothing. Remember, ladies, when you ask your man what he doing in his room, he said nothing. That's exactly what he doing. Nothing.
It's true.
He needs to get away.
Yeah, I was sitting there thinking about it. My wife, I called you 5 times. How come you couldn't hear me? I'm like, I'm sorry. I was
in the moment.
I was engaged up here.
Yeah.
Why don't you just text me? I shouldn't have to text you. I'm like, what do you want me to do?
We're in a room.
I'm so relaxed.
We need one of those little things like man in room.
That's right.
Well, we have the Alexas and all that.
She can drop in on you.
Yeah. I use the Alexa for my daughter because I'm like,
make an announcement.
Hey, you're screaming too loud in there on your game.
Playing Roblox.
I can't hear my game.
She do be screaming. I'm like, is your daughter? Yeah, she's excited.
She's a gamer too.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. That's how my son is. It's that. He will be playing with his friends in the middle. You'll be laying down, it's like 11, and you'll just start hearing the weirdest squeals, and he's like 19, 20 years old, and he's like, I'm like, dude, come on, someone's sleeping. So it's common. It's common. So I've noticed the evolution of, you guys were talking about, you become more selective. You did a video even about quality over quantity. So if somebody is just starting out, coming to something like what are beginner tips that you would give that are foundational? Let's start with you now.
So early on, I had a goal for myself, and I said I wanted to do a complete Neo Geo set, which is insane in itself.
Bougie.
But what I found out real quick is that you don't have access to some really rare games, and you can't scratch that itch.
Yeah.
So it led me down this rabbit hole of, well, why don't I go and collect some of the other games that I grew up playing when I was younger? And that spiraled into, okay, now I'm collecting all these PlayStation games. I'm collecting all these Xbox games and all these Super Nintendo games. And it just spiraled into, I had 1 or 2 bookcases, and then it got 6, 7 bookcases.
He bought a bookcase from me.
Yeah, I did. And it got to a point to where my wife was like, wow, this is cool. I like this. She liked the aesthetic. So when I sold my collection, because I was like, look, the reason why I'm doing this is I've picked up so many filler games that I'm never going to play. They're just going to sit there and collect dust. I've had my fill of those. Let's get those out of here. And I consolidated those down into games that I really, really wanted. So for her, it was a little hard because she actually got invested in seeing the entire. You too. They came down to the house and they're like, oh my gosh, this is so good. You've done such a great job. And then when they came back after I sold it, they were like, man, this is depressing.
I was
like, and then it didn't hit me until they told me that.
Yeah.
Right. Gotcha. So for those folks out there that are coming into collecting, I always tell them look, set 3 goals for yourself. What do you want to collect? What's the purpose behind collecting those things? And then stick to it. It's okay if you happen to, run off the beaten path every once in a while, but make sure that you go back to that main goal, because then you spiral off into, I just bought all these things and all these trinkets and all this stuff, and then you're like, I'm out of space. What am I supposed to do with this?
Yeah.
What value does this bring to me? And then you have situations where you have, things that aren't nostalgia based. things that don't resonate with your whole purpose of what
When you go to, if you don't have goals, you go to a con like this, you see so much stuff that you
do.
want.
That was my first con.
Yeah,
That's what happened.
And I've seen people like come up to the booth that were working. They have like their list and they're being very diligent. And then you have the people that don't. You can tell when they're new because they just want to grab everything. They don't have like a focus.
I think
Piece
they're
of
looking
candy,
for a
piece of
place to
candy.
start. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Where do I start at?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Just start small. I mean, you don't have to buy everything, and
Yeah.
you know, if you're on a budget, you know, just make sure that you're managing your money accordingly because you can get lost in the sauce really quick with the crowd
Yes.
and the booths and people
Gets
are
exciting.
talking. Yeah, it gets the people going. You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
So you just,
And asking the you always promote like talking to the people, asking them if they do trades, if they like see what you can negotiate and don't take it at face value, right?
Yeah, I always like budget is key. One thing is a budget. Set yourself a budget. Like when you get paid, pay your bills, buy your food, then take you some money out for yourself. Like take you like if you want to take $100 out, $200, whatever you want that month. You and your if you're single, you can do whatever you want. You married, you better ask about it. But just take that budget out, and then I also would say like trade is great, but the thing is, be afraid to fail. Just do something like, okay, I don't like that. All right, it's okay because a lot of people are scared to like, well, what if I don't like this? What if you do like it? You know, don't put no limits on you. If you want to just click like every RPG on PlayStation 1, do it. There's some great games. You don't have to play them either. Like, do you play your games? No, I don't. I played them before you was born. Shut up.
I'm old.
No, but just like you could just have fun. First, have fun, and make sure you find a community that accepts you. Don't buy to impress. Make people like, oh, I can't believe you got that. Yeah. Don't do that. I've been through all of that stuff and it's ends up miserable, mad, broke. You know, don't let video games make you broke. Oh, don't buy video games with a credit card. I know we all have done it.
On a credit card? Yeah.
Well, I know, don't do it. We all have done it. I've been
worth
there.
that.
I wouldn't tell you not to do it. I've done it before. You know, and also these paying for. Oh my gosh, they so great, but sometimes you gotta leave alone.
Yeah.
The Carlana and the paying for PayPal and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
But you'd be like, get it right now. You're like,
25%, 50%.
Like, leave it alone. Leave it alone.
Yeah.
But then also, and another thing is, find a genre or like a system that makes you that when you fell in love, you're like, oh man. When you like look at it and you think about it when you sleep, collect for that. You know, and you don't have to like have inbox. Just collect nice. You can collect all repos if you want to, and then get fake box. You can do whatever you want to do. There's no limit. Try everything and see what works for you. Because if somebody judging your collection, they probably came before what you buying. Honestly, really, that's not to be harsh about it, but just it's your money, your hard work. You do, but be diligent, have some discipline, and just enjoy. This is enjoy. You can't take none of this stuff with you. No. You can't take none of it with you. And also to have a plan to get rid of it later on, because you can't keep forever.
You know, we were talking
You're gonna
about
age out of I ain't gonna say age out, but you're gonna get tired of some of this stuff later on.
We were talking about like how often it happens. You go to a garage sale. I think we were talking about that, and it's like a sealed Zelda, for example, and it's somebody that passed away, and it never got up. Like it's because people buy things and they don't talk to family members about what they have or how to responsibly get rid of it, and then something that could be worth something is sold for $5 because they don't know any better. So when you do collect, I think we were talking about that last night at the arcade, weren't we? About making sure you tell people what you have and how to like.
And some people don't care.
That's true.
We had that happen in last year.
Last year and like this year too. Like I'm looking like this game shouldn't be this worth. I'm like, okay. Here's the thing too. Don't talk yourself out of a deal. Some people talk themselves out of a deal. Just shut up. Just shut up. You see a good price, shut up. Just shut up. Just like don't try to negotiate. I made that mistake one time. It was a good price. Oh, I got this. I marked this wrong. Like, just don't talk yourself out of the deal. It's not serious. It's not like people are, oh, you should have given more. Listen, if they sit there and put the price on it, they want to get rid of it. And now sometimes you look at like, you sure? Yeah. Here you go.
Have a great day.
That's right.
They happy, you happy. Like, That second time, I said if it come back next year and it happens again, I'm buying a lotto ticket.
Yeah.
If it happens next year, it'll come back.
You should already be buying a lottery ticket.
I can't buy a lotto ticket. No,
He
I
does seem pretty
can't.
lucky, doesn't
Man, this
I can't buy a lotto
he?
ticket.
Deals find him.
I don't understand it. How many years have I known you now? What, 2-3 years now?
About 3. Yeah, going
3
through 4.
years.
Going, yeah.
Going on 4, and I swear, he will bless you.
Bless you.
He will find what he found Sega Saturn games
Oh.
at a local GameStop.
I came back from
Dirt
Japan.
cheap.
I came back from
The
Japan.
rarest, and mind you, this man had been out of the country for 2+ weeks. I'm over here going to GameStops, Goodwills.
Was it a block from your house?
Yes.
No phone calls.
So I came back.
Mind you, he lives an hour away from me. Right? He drives all the way to my side of town.
Yeah.
And the
He's on
first
your
thing,
turf.
The turf.
It could be 11 o'clock in the morning. Mind you, he's a retired YouTuber. He's doing his thing.
I be bored, man.
bored. I'm working. I'm just, bloop, bloop. I'm like, what is this? Oh, hey, who's selling this? Who's selling this?
So-
Oh, no, I just found this at the store. They just opened up. They just put them out. I was just there yesterday evening. How long have they had it?
You're not better though.
No.
You're not better.
Not even a little
No,
bit.
The
I'm a
second,
hater.
the second Santa stuff, right?
I'm a professional hater.
I'm a professional
I'll be in the player
hater
hater
for
ball this year.
I came back from Japan, and I was like, I'm kind of still a little jet lagged, but I can't go to sleep. So I went to Goodwill, and I went to GameStop. And he said, "Oh yeah," I said, "What y'all got in, man? I'll go out." What y'all got? I said, "Oh, you back? Yeah, I'm back from Japan. What y'all got?" "Oh man, we got these Sega games." He said, "He's like, oh, we got these Sega games." I said, "Okay." I'm thinking like, somebody traded in some boot, like some Genesis games and stuff like that. He opened a drawer, and I saw white long box cases, and I saw Saturn. Everything went in slow motion.
Did you get goosebumps again?
I did. I'm getting goosebumps again. It was like, and I saw like light shine from the stuff. I saw all that. I promise you. I swear to you. I was like, and it was like, and I put it in, and I looked, and I put it out. I was like,
He's shaking.
It's happening. Yeah.
it was like Burning Rangers. You gotta go back and look at the video on my channel.
Key the Halo music.
It was all. Yeah, it was. And I said, oh my. I said, like when I saw Burning Rangers, I said, it was like $99, $89. Sonic Jam was like $69. All these Sega Saturn games. I was like, I was like,
That's his face.
yeah.
That was the thumbnail right there.
Yeah, I was like, and then I said, who traded this? Oh, you're one of our employees. What? Who? Why?
We gave him $7.
And I said, where's he at? He said we had some more games. He had this Dragoon game.
Dragon.
And I said Panzer Dragoon
Panzer
Saga.
Dragoon.
So y'all know Panzer Dragoon Saga is like $1,000 game, right? Yeah. I mean, yeah, $1,000 game. And he said we couldn't take it. I said, where's he at? He said he worked at other games, so he might be over there. So I went over there, he wasn't there. So I got up the next morning, I was like, went over there, and he was there. I said, hey man, I heard you sold your Sega Saturn games to GameStop. What's up? Oh man, it was my attic. I ain't care for it no more. But I played it long. I got some more out of the car. That's okay. And so we went out to the car, then he got put that Panzer Dragoon Saga out. This is the crown jewel of my collection. I'm like, oh wow. I said, oh, I know he wanted much for it. I said, man, how much you want for it? And he had this, and he had like, man, you give me $50. I said,
I'm starting to see the pattern that you're talking about. I'm starting to see the pattern. Yeah, I get it.
He made me this way.
He made me this way.
I FaceTimed him so damn quick after I bought it. I said, dude, guess what? I said, dude.
Now you hung up on him.
I said, dude. And I did like this. I said, no. How much you get? I said, $50. I'm like, I said, you bastard.
I knew he wasn't lying. I
The
was
color
like,
you were trying to reach is currently hated.
That boy man.
He called my phone right after. He was like,
Oh, did he call you?
call me. It's like, what, man? What's up? He's like, you won't believe what Stephen got. I'm like, what? And he told me. I was like, oh my god. I was like, how is this possible?
I don't know.
Yeah. He calls me to vent. He calls me to vent. You hear what Steve just found? I'm like, I know. What was it? He told me. I was like, oh my gosh.
Now you just see it in the chat now.
Yeah, now I was in the chat now.
But it was, I swear, y'all, games find me.
He's not lying.
It sounds like a religious experience for
He's
you.
not lying.
It really is. It's like I can't believe it. It's like what? It's okay.
Let me ask you guys this question. So you've been doing CoMo RetroCon for how many years?
4 years. This
4
is
years.
year number 4. Yeah.
So what do you see as the change over the last 4 years?
You know, I think there's a strong argument that we're seeing. We're going away from physical media in Xbox, PlayStation, all that stuff, to digital, like keep codes and stuff, especially with the Switch 2.
Yeah.
I think you all brought that up. I think we're seeing a big resurgence of, I want physical media. I want something that I can hold in my hands. I want a book I can look through, not some PDF online.
Yeah.
That's at least what I'm seeing.
No, I agree.
They want something to hold on to.
And it's yours. No one can
Yeah.
ever take this away from you unless you
There
decide to
is.
sell it, right?
Well, and that's the worry is I own a digital game. Are they going to take that away
Do you
from me?
really own it?
Yes, very
Yeah.
much so.
Do
And
you own that?
I think from like year 1, it's funny how things go in ebb and flows of what people are looking for. Like the first year, there were so many consoles that we sold out of the booth, like that we were working.
Oh, yeah.
It's console. We couldn't. It was and
Well,
then-
it was the first one to this area.
It
It's
was
like-
because there's not a lot of options in this area, so I think that's probably why. Versus, it's funny what people walk up and ask for too. It's interesting to see how interests sway. You know, one year it's like they want Dreamcast, or you know, I want
Yeah.
Ness carts. You
Right.
know, I think it's interesting to see the pattern. But the biggest thing to me. That first year we had a run on consoles, but each year after that it seemed to wane a bit. That's one thing that we've seen. I will say, like, having more room, the way that this venue is growing. And
Yeah, from last year.
yeah. It's like we're not stacked on top of each other, so more room. That's kind of nice. So I like that. But as far as like the purchasing though, it's really about. I do think you're right. People are getting back into like wanting to have physical copies because of the threat of like digital and things like that too.
People are kind of understanding a little bit more.
Yeah.
Do you see a particular console that's being sold more of now over the last 4 years?
Well, I think it depends on what your heart
64.
feels. You know, what was your passion back in the day?
Yeah.
Today we've seen a lot of N64, PlayStation, those good times of gaming back in the 90s and 2000s.
I think it's as people who grew up with those consoles are starting to hit their like early 30s.
Yeah.
You get a little bit more like financially stable around that age, so you can go back and start to
Yeah.
buy these old consoles, kind of relive your childhood a little bit.
Yeah,
PS1.
definitely. That's a big one. It's, hey, I have money now. I
Right.
didn't have money back then to
Yeah.
play this game that I really, really wanted. I'm definitely going to do it now.
Yeah. Nostalgia factor for sure.
Nostalgia is a powerful thing. It's a very
It is.
powerful.
Very powerful.
It really
It's
is.
cool.
Expensive.
It's cool
That's
too. Yeah.
very expensive.
Yeah.
And the odd things that you see pop up now, like people are just like like the rental cases, the Blockbuster rental cases. I see a lot more people getting those.
Yeah.
And like the neon like signs, arcades and stuff. It's like people are fleshing out, just not like PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo. They're getting like a wide variety of stuff. You know, like all of these like retro console kind of remakes coming out. They want to play it on HD TV and stuff. They'll actually like, okay, I'll buy me a analog, but also keep my Nintendo in the box and stuff like that. And, you know, it's like showpieces now. Like, it's really cool to see like, oh yeah, I got this in the box. It's I don't play it, but I got this over here to play this. I'm gonna keep that in the box right there, you know, and it'd be part of their like collection, you know, piece.
More like a piece of art. that
Yeah,
you
a piece of
have.
art.
That's a
Yeah,
good point. I
that's
should
how I
never-
look at NES boxes. It's a piece of art.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every NES game, I mean not every, but NES game board art box. When you back in the day, now you see it stood the test of time.
Yeah.
A lot of that stuff, you look like, dang. And then when you meet the artists at these shows who do this stuff, you're like, dang, this. Like the Uncharted Waters I get.
Yeah.
It's
That's an amazing box art.
it is, but I don't think I too much care of the game. But the box art is like blue and the old time like century how they just it's so great. It's like I love that art and stuff. And a lot of people doing more posters now too.
Yeah.
I see a lot of people selling posters.
Well, this con alone, there's like way more variety and stuff. It's not just games, like there's crafts out there. Not just people 3D printing things, but artwork.
The little bead artworks, all of them things are so amazing.
art.
I love the pixel
The
art.
guy that's
things.
like 3D printing stuff, like he had like
Yeah.
the Mario and the hoodies and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you saw
awesome.
that?
I was like, man, I'm gonna come back by here.
It's really cool to like walk through it and not just see video games, because you're right. And I think it's kind of pleading to people getting into more stuff that they're collecting, like different variety from the nostalgia piece. So
You seeing people personality in like what they collect.
That's true, and that's one thing. You kind of we talked about your collection, how it was. I was talking about about this earlier. Like when you walked into his house, like his collection, it was very much him,
Yeah.
right? And that's what I would tell people is your collection is awesome, no matter how big or small it is. And if it, make your collection be an extension of who you are.
It
and,
is,
And you
yeah.
can very much, like, if you know anything about him, when you walk into the collection room, he's like, yeah, this is definitely you.
vibe.
That's what I loved about your collection. It was just so,
Oh, you went over
so
there with
you.
him?
Oh,
So he's basically saying you sold all of
Oh,
your
you
shit.
like
that-
this? Yeah.
that was
You like
why-
You're
this?
not you anymore.
I mean, that hit me in the feels funny. It sounds like, damn.
Well, that was why, like, whenever you were telling me about it, and when I saw the room after, I was kind of like, damn.
But then when he sold it, you knew why he sold it.
Yeah.
I knew why, and I was fully behind
And
it.
that was like, and that was a good thing too. But like, I think like, I tell people, if you want to sell some of your collection, and I told him, I said, take everything that you want to sell off your shelf, put it in a box, and put it in the corner, and leave it in the corner for like a week. And after that week, if you can go 2 weeks and you don't need it, sell it. If you don't miss it, sell it.
I didn't do that.
He didn't do that.
He ripped the
But I
band-aid
mean,
off.
ripped it smooth off.
it was for a good cause, though.
But it was a crazy.
It was for a good cause.
Yeah.
And even some of the vendors here, though, I feel like there's a lot of video games here, but people, I feel like it's really like, there's not a lot of like shovelware, like just your random, I have 50 copies of Madden, so I'm going to take it to the convention.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like really quality stuff here,
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
very like targeted toward a specific audience.
Yes.
Right, so you can kind of see how people, navigate to booths. Like
Yeah.
the GameCube guys hit these certain booths because they have a very targeted selection of games they want to sell to a very specific collector. So I think that's even how like vendors are trying to evolve. Not just bring everything. Let's bring, what kind of gamers do we think we're going to see there, and let's bring that to get that out of here and target that specific audience.
Yeah, that's good.
It's amazing. It's fun. It's good to see I said, no, I ain't see really. You see shovelware, but you don't see it. And when the
lot of
shovel
quality stuff.
and when you see shovelware, it's really good price. So like,
Yeah,
damn.
or it's in a free box. Like,
super
just
cheap.
take this.
Yeah.
We don't want to take it home with us.
Yeah,
Like-
that is kind of nice.
I gotta show y'all these things I had got, this Japanese stuff. It was like, it was just different weird stuff. It's like, wow. Okay, I can see that. Yeah, I take a lot of that for $1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, do you guys have any questions? Like, we've been just up here around.
Oh,
Do you
yeah.
have any questions that burning? Make it interactive. If not, it's okay. We have other questions.
I'll try not to be broke.
How to try not to be broke? Well, Ness is going to do a presentation on how to do day trading and how you can get yourself a craps table in your house
I
too.
mean, I think when you start collecting, one thing, if you have a bigger collecting goal, break it down into smaller attainable ones.
Yeah.
Right? Because like when I was going for my entire NES set, I didn't just buy every game I saw. I'm like, all right, let me get all the Capcom games. Let me get all of these games. That way you're able to like celebrate these small wins as you're getting towards that bigger goal, and it doesn't make it feel like such a slog. It stops you from getting frustrated and quitting. That's my kind of goal for not going broke.
Not go broke is take everything that you're not playing or you don't want and sell it.
Go through it. Yeah.
Like go through or try to trade. Like what I was telling about in the when we was in the chat when I got all that stuff from GameStop. Like some GameStop's closed now, right? So that's an opportunity to get something. So I got the kiosks and I
Switch
got
kiosk.
the Switch kiosk from them.
Yeah.
And I just
Still salty about it.
He sold it.
I sold this
I've
kiosk.
been wanting to switch kiosks for forever.
I sold it for like I got it for
But
about
you got an amazing.
I
deal
sold it for like
though, so
$2,600.
I can't
So-
be mad at you.
But I was like, I didn't want to charge him that because I got it for free because of a friend. But this doctor came and bought it. Like, yeah, buy it. Shoot.
I can't be mad about that.
But like getting stuff like, if you can get stuff for cheap and flip it. Like I knew some of the stuff at GameStop I was going to be able to eventually flip, like posters, hangers, all that kind of stuff. And I was a reseller in town, and we just came to a deal on stuff, and I got money that way, and I could use that money, like pay off some credit cards or go buy a game. Right now I'm in the mode of paying the credit cards off, so I got my money back. So, but like paying off credit card stuff, keeping like that, I'm big on like not being broke, but letting your hobby pay for your hobby.
Yeah.
Let your hobby pay for your hobby, because when you let your hobby pay for that's the greatest thing in the world. Like today, he keep telling I shouldn't have had step by step. I don't want to be like super personal, but I will break it down. Like I bought this, I sold it for this right here, and then this opportunity just popped up, and that hobby's paid for my hobby, which I didn't pay for anything. So, and I'm not broke, and I did spend like maybe $100, but he bought some stuff that I had, but I didn't sell to him about high end, but it's the stuff that he likes Zelda stuff, right? So I had like the Zelda tapestry. It's really nice. I like Echoes of the Wisdom, really nice. Somebody offered me like $250 for it. And I just gave him really cheap, good price. And like this Zelda Tears of the Kingdom scarf that he missed out on, and it was just sitting in a box. I'm like, Why is it sitting in the box? I'm not the biggest Zelda fan. I kept the Paper Mario one, but the Zelda fan he gave, like, he appreciated more. We came to a good deal. I'm not broke. He not broke. We both happy. And he gets something that he can put in his collection that he's going to keep forever. I got my money. I can put on a credit card or something. Or buy a game here if I want to.
The real justification is if you're focused on paying or having the money to buy certain games or buy certain items, whether that's video games or comic books, cards, whatever, right? If you have things that are already in your inventory that you just don't care about, but you're just holding on to, it becomes more of a, am I hoarding this or am I collecting this, right? So you have to really ask yourself, what am I truly doing with some of these items? Am I willing to sacrifice these items for something I truly want? That way, your justification's behind, okay, I can go sell this. That way, I'm not pulling money out of my pocket and out of things and resources that I actually do need as a necessity on the day-to-day. It helps you so much more. And when you're able to do that one time, it opens up the floodgates for you to say, okay, I can make those justifications moving forward. It makes life a lot easier for you in terms of budgeting.
And then mentally it helps you too.
That too.
It really does help you mentally because you're like, okay, I got all this stuff out the room. Do I need it? Like I was telling him when he did his big sale, I helped him. You know, he wanted to get this really great. He got a video about Spencer Neo Geo game. I said, dude, let your hobby pay for your hobby. He said, count your games up and sell that stuff. And I always say, I always would sell something that I know I can get back easy. And what I mean by that is like, say he got Double Dragon on AES. Super figure game. He already know. What you say? How many figures? What you think you sell in the video?
It's a 5-figure game.
It's a 5-figure game.
Yeah.
That game don't pop up around all the
rare.
time.
Yeah, it's
it's
rare.
super
Very
rare.
rare.
Super rare.
It don't pop up, but he sold a lot of his collection to pay for that, and he had some money left over. And we were sitting out there done. I said, dude, you didn't pay nothing for that game, because all the games you got, you pay like less than what you.
Oh yeah.
1/3 of it.
Yeah.
And I was like,
You can get
dude.
those back too. They
Yeah,
weren't
and
anything that
he can get
wasn't-
those games back easy.
And I choose not to now.
Now he choose not to
Yeah.
now.
So,
And if he
yeah.
get the bug to get it again, he's comfortable in getting those again. So like I say, you let your hobby pay for your hobby, because a lot of us sometimes we get it. I want to hold to this forever. I don't want to let it go, and like let it go when you make some money off it and come back and buy it later.
Yeah.
You just don't know when you run into it. And then also too, I think when you let go, it'll come back easier. It does.
It
You
does.
just don't know when it comes back, and that'd be like, oh wow, I got it again. But do I want it? And that's the mental health right there for your mind, man.
Does that answer your question?
It's a good question.
It's a long question, but
Very long-winded. Apologies.
yeah. Any the couples in the back, y'all got any questions?
I have one.
Yes, ma'am.
You talk about the sort of crown jewel that the gentleman in the parking lot had. I was wondering if you all had items in your collection that are that sort of thing that you wouldn't be willing to do away with. That are
yeah.
That's a good
sort of
question.
Oh,
The one thing that you
the one thing.
What would
the
you
one
not
thing
let go
always
of?
people hold.
That's good. Good question. So what's the one thing you would not let go of in your collection? That's
Now, I don't have that anymore. I don't have that anymore. I would say like,
good. So you'd get rid of everything and be fine.
yeah, because I go to Japan. I go to the house and buy Japan. Yeah.
I know, right?
I think I know what yours is, but I think you know what mine
Actually,
is.
I know what yours is. I have two, actually. I have two games.
Okay.
So, Garo, Mark of the Wolves, which is a Fatal Fury game on Neo Geo AES. This man here actually helped me because I had bought a bunch of Neo Geo games in a lot, and it wiped out all my, my bonus account that I have, my own personal account outside of the joint account with my wife. So she's got her side account, I got my side account. So I wiped that out, and then the Neo Geo seller that I do business with in Dallas was like, hey, I got this game. This is my grail game. This is like the ultimate game. So he helped me get that, and I said, I will never sell this game just because he knew what it meant to me to get that. It's like his stadium events for, Nintendo. And then my original NES, my Nintendo original entertainment system, the one that my mom gave me when I was 4, I will never let that go.
That's awesome.
Never let
That's
that
a
go.
good answer. That's awesome.
You didn't have one at all? You just get rid of it all, huh?
I know. I'm not believing it. This is the guy that gets goosebumps.
No,
Like, come
no.
on.
Okay, no. I am sentimental. If
Yeah,
somebody,
sentimental. What's a good sentimental?
If somebody give me some Stings, I probably wouldn't get it because I got two. I sold all the Sega Saturn stuff, but the games it's kind of like trade for trade. Like I bought his games at the store. He sold his Sega Saturn games. He bought Street Fighter Alpha 1 and 2, and I went to the store and bought it. And I'm keeping it in the. Oh, and the games my brother gave me. My brother gave me 3 PSP games and 2 PS3 games. They all Final Fantasy games. And every time I go to the collection stuff, I'm like, I can't sell those. I can't sell it because it was his. It's like beat up copy of Final Fantasy 11. It's like a lot of fun. Me and him used to play, love Final Fantasy games and stuff like just playing those. He still to this day, he's still like RPG. So I wouldn't sell anything that if somebody personally gave me, like if somebody who watched the channel gave me something, if somebody who like a personal friend or family member gave me something. So I don't see those as grails. I guess I don't see it as, I see it as sentimental pieces, and I would never sell those.
Yeah, that
like,
counts. That counts.
Because it is, you can't put no price on it, and like it's actually their copy. So like I can't.
Do you guys have that?
You know, I talk bad about physical versus digital, but I am totally digital. I think my explanation is I like to move around. So I had a laptop. I've got a desktop now, thanks to Keith. But I like to take my
So Keith is your Ness, right?
No.
Oh, now.
What do you mean, whoa now?
It's when you start calling me Boochie.
No, because I'll tell the story real quick that every time Keith says, hey, you got to check this out, my wife says, okay, how much is this going to cost us?
Yeah. She gets nervous when I text him because he's going to buy something.
He said, you got to check this out. That's why. That's how can we all influence each other. Like your friend. Oh, that's another thing. Your friend circle, your gamer friend circle is crucial because y'all will vibe off each other. Like I start selling stuff, and he'll start selling, or y'all will all kind of coincide and bounce and feed each other and bounce like ideas and say like, man, should I sell this? Man, sell this shit. Like he like, should I keep? Man, you better keep that, man.
Yeah, I think for me the two things is I could go back to the sentimental piece. My brother had made me a 3D printed. I love Superman, so it's like a tabletop arcade.
Oh, did you see all of them? So did you see the Superman VHS over there?
I did. I was looking at those. Yeah.
You saw that? Yeah. The old what was his name? The older Superman in the '60s. Him.
Oh yeah, Reed.
Not Reed.
Jim Reeves.
Yeah, him.
Yeah, Reeves. Yeah.
And he wanted $5 for it.
Oh really? That's all.
And that VHS, I saw that.
That's what he's talking about, making people spend money.
Yeah, I was like,
no, I would never get rid of. I'd never get rid of that arcade just because he made it for me by hand, and it's just sentimental, so it's good. So, but Zelda, we didn't get to you. I wonder what's yours because that's a great question.
That is a great question. So sentimental. I have a complete box copy of an NES game called Rygar. It was one of the first things my wife ever bought me to help with my collection. And then for my Grail, it would probably be Little Samson for the NES because it was what I was doing when I was collecting my NES set is every 100th game I wanted to make it something big, and game 400 was that. And that's one of the more expensive games, and for that made my end goal, it made it real. Like, okay, I got this game, so this is real. I could really do this. I could really actually get to the finish line.
It's like a milestone for you.
That was super good. So, but those two for sure. And if you have a spouse, like having a spouse that supports the hobby is crucial. Like, and thankfully my wife has been great.
They may have grown about it, but they still kind of support it. Yeah.
I mean, a bunch of stuff in the collection. She's like, "Hey, I found this. We should get this." I'm like, "You're an enabler at this point. You can't get mad at it." Those are mine.
You know how I survived those conversations? It's like, oh, so you got a new game, huh? How much that cost?
Yeah.
It was expensive. So there's this new purse I've been looking at.
Yeah, exactly how it goes. You have to budget double the price of the game, right? Because you're like, she's gonna want something.
Right,
we have to keep it even.
So when can I get this purse? I'm like, well, let's go to the store right now. Let's just go.
You won't even you have an understanding. That's what that means.
Yeah.
It wasn't always like that. So it used to be I was gaming, 5 or 6 hours. She's like, you're still on the game. Why are you on the game? And then it became, why aren't you playing your game?
Oh, yes.
I'm like,
She's worried something's wrong.
yeah, she's worried that something's wrong with me because that's a normal thing, right? So
Because
she's,
our gaming circle, in a lot of ways, like, she became part of our circle just
She
by
did.
proxy, just by
Yeah.
listening to us.
like,
and
they,
I got to know her through video games before I even met her. So when I first met her, it felt like I'd known her for years.
That's so
he
crazy.
actually, well, I wouldn't say watched, but you heard
I
my
listened to
daughter
your daughter grow up over Xbox Live.
Over Xbox Live.
Yeah.
Cool.
Even when we were in the middle of a big team battle on Halo 3 and she's barely can walk.
Oh, she turned his Xbox off. I heard him going, no, 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 and then I heard nothing. I almost died laughing. By the time he got back in the party, I was still
in
laughing.
tears. There was 15 of us in this chat.
Oh, I was dead.
And everyone's just crying, laughing for 30 minutes. My daughter can't even form words. She's like, ha, ha, ha.
Dying.
That's a memory.
That is I'll never
Definitely.
forget that.
Achievement unlocked.
Wow, that's a great question. That was really good.
It was a great question.
Thank you.
You know,
question?
I hate to ruin this, but we are running out of
Yeah,
time.
we are.
Can we go this way? Start with your socials. Where are you at? Where can we find you? Where are your videos?
Yep, so I'm on YouTube, Zelda Hat Guy. I'm also on Twitch. I was on TikTok, but not anymore. And I'm also on Instagram. So if there's a Zelda Hat Guy on the internet, it is me.
Perfect.
Gotcha. That's good.
Yeah.
And I'm on YouTube, Mr. Wrightway, Mr. WRIGHT Way on there. You can find me on there. Just avoid the crazy videos that you see about me. Some people be hating.
And don't forget the Thursday night podcast.
Oh yeah, and our podcast every Thursday night, So Excited Podcast on the channel. It goes on. Actually, it's kind of like this. It's like gaming in life, and we'll go off the rails. I try to keep it under 2 hours. It never gonna be under 2 hours. It's gonna be there for 3 hours, and then once we got some drinks, it's over. Yeah, once you got some couple drinks, we was like, oh yeah, what you got? Oh, I got this right. It's fun.
It's a good time, though.
It's a good time.
It's a really good time. So.
And I'm Neo Ness. You can find me on Instagram at _Neo_Ness. I like to post all my latest, pickups when those come up. And then you can also find me on YouTube.
That'd be super rich.
At Neo Ness. And I like to finish it out with collect and play the way you want to collect and play your games.
That's very good.
Yes.
And we're the Wired Nerdy Podcast. Check us out. Weekly content. And we do retro review games. And we have all kinds of cool guests on, like our friend Retro Bear, with these guys. It's a great community, and we just love the positivity that you guys bring. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. It's been a blast.
Thank you.
Now we're going to go buy some stuff, I think. So.
Yeah.
I need to buy some
Got
food.
some Superman VHS out there.
I know.
Yeah. You got a $5 bill burning a hole in your pocket?
Exactly.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you, guys.
y'all.
Appreciate it.